Hey YouTube, USA Second Amendment here with a little bit different video for you guys. I don't think I've ever done a video on poker chips before, but here we go. So these are Desert Heat poker chips. They are from chipcave.com. A little bit of an unboxing for you guys right here. Obviously, I've already had actually 2 unboxings. This will be the third package or delivery, which will complete my entire set. This whole thing has been months in the making. When I initially reached out to them and I realized I wanted the Desert Heat poker chips. They didn't have all of the denominations in stock. So back and forth, couple months. Finally, I was like, you know what? Let's just order and send me what you have. And then whatever you don't have, just put on back order. And when it comes in, then send it out. So that is what this is. This is the back order stuff. The first 2 shipments, one shipment was the case with, I think, 3 or 4 denominations. The other shipment was an envelope like this, which was the other however many denominations. Now, I did not get every denomination that the Desert Heat chips have. However, I got a pretty good set, I think. And it was really hard, how much of which denomination and which denominations to get and all of that, which that's a topic for a completely different video. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So a lot of times the Chip Cave will send them in envelope packaging. I'm not a huge fan of this, not gonna lie, just because they can get damaged or cut open. In fact, the first one that I got, the first shipment I got, I know these were in there. These are the $5,000 chips. So you guys can see there, very beautiful chip. And part of the package was open. The 25 chip roll was actually busted, and some of these pink chips, these $5,000 chips, were loose in the envelope. So let's see what we get with these. All right, so we got some barrels there. We should have 4 barrels. There we go. 4 barrels of the 50 cents. Okay. And then we have 4 barrels of the $1 chips. Perfect. Very good, very good. So this is all in all a 600-piece set. Now, they have a lot of different, numbers of sets. You can get 300, you can get 500, you can get 600, you can get 1,000, of course. Whatever, however many chips you want or you think that you need. So this video right here is more of a review of the poker chips themselves. I will do a separate video on Chip Cave and my experience with that, and with the whole ordering process and communication and all of that good stuff. So, but this is just getting into the chips. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to unwrap these chips from the barrels, from this plastic, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. All the barrels are unpacked right there. So we have your 50-cent chip. Okay, and we have the $1 chip. All right, now I am going to go through and show you every denomination, but before I do that, earlier I mentioned I didn't get every denomination, and I actually got all of them except 2. That was the 25-cent chip, which I think was brown, and then the $10 chip, which was a darker blue. You will see blue here with these $50 chips. It's more of a lighter blue, more of an aqua type blue. And the $10 chip is darker, more royal blue. But something I want to mention right off the bat about these chips. First of all, I love these chips. I had a set I actually sold to help pay for this set. This set is 100 times better than the set I have. Plus, this set has denominations. I highly recommend getting a set with denominations. But specific to these chips, you can see here, right out of the packaging, where the mold was. Okay, and there you can see. Okay, where the mold was, here, I can just pull that off, all right? So those are gonna have to go through a deburring process. So what I do is, and I already did it with all of these chips. That's 400 chips here, there's another 200 here, 600 in total. What I do is I take a, basically almost like a Scotch-Brite or, you know, something that's coarse. I actually used a dish rag, but it had some coarseness to it. And I take the edge of the chip and I roll it on there and it deburrs this. To give you an example here, we'll pull out this $100 chip. Okay, and as you go around, everything is smooth. I can run my fingers on this. Everything is smooth. There's no sharp edges or anything like that. Whereas on these chips, a lot of them have these sharp edges. There you go. There's a good picture of it. The sharp edges right there, which just annoy me. So I have to deburr them. You don't have to do that, obviously, but it's something I want to do, you know, for my set. So let's go ahead through and go through the different denominations. So you've seen the 50 cent and the 1. I'll get to these in a second. This is the $5 chip. Now, one thing that was disappointing about this set is this $5 chip, or all of those $5 chips. You can see in the color, it's sort of a brownish, reddish, maroonish color. If you look online, everywhere online, these chips are red. I'm talking bright red, like that cut card back there. They are red. These are not red. These are, you know, burgundy, I guess, if you want to call it that. So that was one disappointing thing about the $5 chips. All the rest were the color that I expected. There's your $25 chip and the $50 chip. Okay, 100. $500. 1,000. 5,000. And you got 10,000. Okay. Now, real quick before I forget, mention about the deburring. I'm going to put some photos at the end of the video that's going to show you a direct before and after on 2 chips. I believe one of them is $100 chip, and I forget what the other one was. But anyway, so a direct before and after of me deburring and, you know, the difference that it makes. These chips right here, and these are important because these are from the Mirage in Las Vegas. The first trip my wife and I took to Vegas, we stayed at the Mirage. And I have a $1 and a $5 chip from there. And you notice, especially on this chip, not so much on this one, but on this one, you notice the palm trees and all that. Obviously, that's the theme of the Mirage. And then you go over here to the Desert Heat, and there's the palm trees. These were made or modeled after the Mirage. So when I saw these, I knew that was the set for us. To answer some questions you might be thinking, you know, all this other stuff, this is some cards, some cut cards, a dealer button. That did not come with the set. The set was the chips and the case. That's it. Speaking of the case is very cheap. I'm not going to lie. I'm not happy with the case. I'm going to change it out for something. I don't know what yet. I don't know if I'm going to get one of those acrylic cases, or I actually thought about getting a Pelican style case and cutting out, you know, the areas for the barrels and putting the chip trays in there. I don't know what I'm going to do yet as far as that goes. All right, let's hear some chips. Let's see. Hopefully this picks up on the microphone. All right. Now, here, let me get another one, and then we'll talk about the spinning. I love these chips. I love the way they feel. I believe they are a clay composite, so they're not plastic. They don't have a cheap feel at all. Very happy with the chips. I love the designs. I love the 3 ink marks. All right, so spinners. So you can see how it spins there? So I saw some other chip review videos, and they would always talk about the spinners, right? Like, why is it spinning so much? And what I found, at least with these chips, if I can find it, where is it? Well, let's see if I can find it on another chip. I'm trying to do this on camera, guys, so bear with me. There's a real good one. Okay, look at this thing spin. Oh, hold on. Look at this thing spin. Look at that. It just spins and spins. I mean, I barely touch it and it spins. So, and I don't know if this is going to pick up on camera. Hopefully it will. Right in the middle of this chip, on the pink palm tree, I'm going to try to get as close as I can. Okay, hopefully you guys can see that. There it is, right there. That's a good picture. There's a little bump. I don't know if that's from the mold, which part of me thinks it's not from the mold because they are not all like that. Case in point, ready? Okay, they're not spinning. You see that? They only spun when this chip was on there with this little bump. I almost think something got underneath the label. It's like that on a couple of them, not a lot, but it is something just to be aware of. It makes it spin. Oh, I love the sound of these. So good, so good. So be aware about that. On the spinners, not much you can do about it. It is what it is. Now, something else I want to cover, and this is just going through the chips again, sort of a quality control, I guess, thing, if you want to call it that. Let me find one. And again, it's not on a lot of them, but I did notice it on some of them. See if I can find it. Well, of course, now that I'm on video, I'm not going to be able to find it. There's one. Okay. Sorry, guys. That took a lot longer than I was anticipating. All right. There you go. So you can see it right there. There's like a hole in the side of the chip. Again, I'm sure it's from where the mold was, but it's not like that on all the chips. You know, I can pick up this chip and no hole, right? It's good. But this chip, obviously, there's just a little flaw, I guess, if you want to say a QC issue or, you know, what have you. Something else is sintering. So if you look at this $5,000 chip here, you can see that the inlay is not centered, right? It's off-centered. Let's flip it over to the other side. Let's see what we get. It's off-centered the other way. So you got one off-centered to the right, the inlay's to the right, and then on the other side, the inlay's to the left. But again, they're not all like that, because then you pick up this and, okay, that's pretty centered. Turn it around, that's a little bit, but it's pretty centered. So overall, I mean, you know, you got to remember these are not Paulsons. This is not a $1,000 set or anything like that. All right, what else is there? Not much more to say. The chips, I love them, and we're going to play a lot with them. I'm looking at having home tournaments. In fact, I have my first home tournament coming up this Saturday, which is awesome. Hopefully it goes smoothly, but that's about it. So far as the Desert Heat chips go, I highly recommend them. They're by Claysmith Gaming. Claysmith Gaming makes these same chips with different inlays. So go to chipcave.com and you'll see it's the same mold, it's the same colors, it's the same everything, right? Even the $50 denomination is the same, but instead of Desert Heat, it'll say Bluff Canyon, or I think there's one that says Gold Rush or something like that. So check those out if the palm trees are not your thing, but I love the palm trees. The inlay, real quick, before I let you go, let's touch on the inlay. Let me use $100 chip, the black. Hopefully this picks up on camera. It's not white. The inlay is not white. It's almost a silver. And it's got texture. Hopefully you can see that. It's got texture. It's not smooth. It's not perfectly smooth. I love that. I love the feel, the texture, everything about them. All right, if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them below for me. I love hearing from you. And like I said, I'll do a separate video on the entire process or a review on Chip Cave themselves. But as far as the chips go, they're great. I love them. Till next time, you guys stay safe. God bless America.